Hello and welcome to City Scene, a TV program about your city government. And today, it's the end of an era, right?
Yes, the end of the body fat.
That's right.
It's gone.
It's the GTV9 Fitness Challenge. Kathleen Shank helped us out from the Aquatics and Fitness Center. How are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Look good, you're strong. You're like twisted. Oh.
She didn't hurt my hand this time. It was a good thing. Started squeezing it harder though. All right, so you may remember we do the annual January resolutions and stuff, and I mentioned it was time to stop letting everyone else do it, and Jonathan and I had to start getting fit.
Yes.
So she hooked us up. Tell folks about the program that you put us through.
Well, we did this fitness challenge, of course, to say almost like The Biggest Losers and the different shows that you see on TV to say, let's get in shape. And what can we do to get you in shape for anybody starting out? And so we started with a 12-week program to see if we could improve whether the body fat measurements, the weight, whether it was blood pressure concerns, stretching, the flexibility gains, all of it.
Now we got to give some credit to the guys behind us here.
Absolutely.
All right.
We always use wonderful interns that are coming from the university settings with us, and both of these guys are from ECU.
So Jeff and Michael were working out with us.
Yes.
Michael worked out with me, and Jeff worked out with Jonathan. And we do okay? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Oh, great. Did good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we did good.
So once we paired you up with somebody, we do a testing in the very beginning to see where your measurements are, where your blood pressure is, and then to focus on a concern, so that throughout those 12 weeks, every once in a while, we have to reform, okay, the workout needs to focus here a little bit more or change it as we go. And that's what a trainer is doing for you, working one-on-one and really focused on you. Well, halfway through, we check all those readings again, and then at the end of it to see how your results are at the end. And we did that, and we had some great results from this 12 weeks.
Awesome. Tell me about the results.
Well,
Give me the good news.
I know. The wonderful news is that for both of you that we saw blood pressure drop. So you have a much healthier blood pressure.
That was a big concern for me. I've been concerned about that for several years, especially watching my father take blood pressure medication, and you get stressed at work. I mean, there's no stress working for the city at all.
None.
So that's been elevated lately. So that's good. It's coming down.
Yes, and body fat measurements. So the body fat had dropped. In certain areas, like on the bicep arm, we saw muscle gain, so a
Did you
little
get
bit
your
more
tickets?
thickness to the show.
To the gun show?
To the gun show. So we saw some things increase, but we saw like flexibility gains as well. So again, we saw overall inches drop where you wanted it, which is most people, in the abdominal area, the chest area, the thighs a little bit, but you got muscle development all over as well. And again, flexibility gains and blood pressure. It was all worth it.
It's good. And we did have a few setbacks
Yes.
with me, just because I'm a knucklehead and I hurt myself, I guess. Well, I hurt my foot when I was out hiking with the Boy Scouts. And so all of a sudden I couldn't do the hard cardio that we were doing on the treadmill. But you made accommodations for me so we could keep going.
We did. That's the benefit of having a facility that has every opportunity to work out, in that we were able to put you in the pool. So once we put you in a water-based workout, all the stress was off the foot and the ankle, so that you could maintain, and you were doing intense workouts, high heart rate. You're still getting everything you need from it to stay on track, but you were letting that injury be able to heal through the process of why you worked out. And then when it was feeling good, we have the options of cardio equipment, weight training equipment, different activities in the facility as well, that it can make it a lot more fun than just getting very stagnant on one same routine.
And it was good because we did vary up the machines. Michael was very good about taking me from machine to machine. So we'd work legs here and then upper body here. And then,
Right.
we do the same routine for a couple of days, and then we switch it up and go to different machines and work out different stuff. And it was good.
So the whole thing, when you're looking at it, was there some things that you said you were overly sore? How was your experience with how hard we were pushing you through the workout?
The muscles were sore at times, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't unbearable. My problem is, I've got some joint problems right now that we've started working on stretches and some exercises, and that's kind of evening out. But I think that's just kind of getting older, and I hadn't been working on some of these things for a while.
Right.
But as we'd have problems with some, like my shoulder joints, we would just switch up some of the things. So I may hurt lifting my arm up this way and going around and coming back, but we did different machines that would still work those muscles just in a different way.
Correct, and that's what a good trainer is going to look for, is that we don't have to work through pain. Pain for the body is telling you that something is not quite working correctly, and you need to take a break from it so that you don't cause more injury from it. So that was our goal, is to make sure that we worked you in all different areas, and then to still get that muscle group different ways, changing up the amount of workload on it so that it's a different work every time, so that if you're building muscle and you're always just tacking on higher and higher and higher, as opposed, sometimes we did drop sets, which is dropping the weight, but going more reps.
That was going to drop me on the floor, right? He was a masochist about this. He said, no, let's do drop sets.
Yes.
Oh, okay, what's that?
It's amazing how sometimes it works and you're going lower weight, but the workout's more intense.
Yeah.
So there are lots of different techniques that, we can use. And I know we focused a lot on postural position. When you lift, not only when you're exercising, if you're exercising in bad form, you're wearing down the pressure on the joints themselves quicker. So we did do a lot of stretching exercises that were postural alignment, making sure the hips are in place, making sure the shoulders where they should be, which was helping, and we saw a lot of postural changes with you. But also focusing when you were doing your workout, that you weren't just slouching and running, you were up in good form as you exercise.
Which I think the hardest for me, though, was in the water aerobics, because you had me running in the pool, and I'm running like I'm trying to run. You get, stand up straight! How do you run going up and down?
Right, that was very different because of the buoyancy.
Right.
Yeah, center of buoyancy in the water is so different for people, but
it was bizarre, but it really got the heart rate up there. And in fact, at one point, I was really kind of concerned because
heart rate was going.
And the cool thing about through this whole process with the heart rate and the cardio work is the amount of time it takes for my heart to kind of calm down. You know, it could take that extra pressure, but it would calm down pretty quickly. And it took me more to get that heart rate going, which I thought was bizarre, but that's a good thing, right?
Oh, it's a wonderful thing. That's what you want to see, is because when the heart muscle is weak, it's going to beat faster to try to get the blood and oxygen out to your muscles when you're working. And we saw that in the very beginning. But yes, that is perfect. People say that sometimes. They're like, well, I'm still doing aerobics and doing all my workout, but my heart rate never gets as high anymore. And they think that's a bad thing. That's a wonderful thing. It means the heart is now so strong, when it beats, it pushes out so much oxygen and blood that it is more efficient, so therefore the heart rate is lower, but it's doing so much more for the body. Strong heart.
So it's awesome as I go running to the vending machine for that candy bar. My heart's not going. I'm just kidding.
None of that.
I've actually cut my diet down pretty well, which is remarkable. Folks who know me, you see that plate of free cookies that someone puts out at work and makes you take 4 or 5. Now I'm just taking 1. Maybe 2, but usually just 1.
And while we didn't focus on that, we didn't pull a whole plan of nutritional guidelines for you. It was just the basic understanding of, how to eat healthy, and portion sizes, and changing choices. And was that difficult?
It was at times, but I got into the mindset of, if I have that extra cookie, Mike's going to kick my butt that much harder the next time. So I had that motivation that I was lacking before. And I got to give him a lot of credit, because he was very supportive. And Jonathan had mentioned this about Jeff as well. Very supportive in coaching. He wasn't some big lunkhead just yelling at me. He was very fun to work out with. And I think that makes a huge difference. You'd mentioned before having a workout buddy. It was almost like a workout buddy, but he never really worked out. So,
he does it on his own time. He does keep up with it.
Yeah, but it was good to have that extra pressure and that extra momentum. And there were times, give me thumbs up on this, if the weights were a little bit low, instead of just kind of getting by, what did I do?
Increase it.
I jacked up the weights.
Yeah.
But without him there, I'll bet you dollars to donuts. Yes, donuts. I'm getting hungry now. I would have just kept it the same if it weren't for working out with him before we got into this. Because, light, I can do my reps, no problem. But he had me constantly challenging myself as well as him challenging me. So it was a huge help to have a trainer.
So we're going to make you successful now that once you're done with the trainer, if you decide to pull out and do it on your own, can you step right into this now on a daily basis on your own?
Daily?
Well, okay, 4 days a week at least.
We'll do at least 3 days a week.
That's good. 3 days,
we'll
4 days, good.
And there will be times when I probably do kick it into 4 or 5, because I do want to set that good example for my kids, who are not the most active people, because, frankly, Dad's not been the most active person.
Right, and actually, a lot of studies are showing that you don't have gains if you work more than 5 or 6 days a week. It actually shows more injuries are increasing. So no, we recommend the 3 to 4 minimum. 5, like you said, every once in a while, if you have that extra day and you do a little bit more. And also the length of time we talked about, that hopefully people realize you don't have to work out for an hour or hours to get the results or benefits.
Yeah, I've typically been working out 45 minutes to an hour in the morning, but there are times when I've told you I'm only going to have 30 minutes, 20 minutes at lunchtime, and that's it for the day. So she's helped me kind of devise some ideas for what to do in the crunch time.
All right,
So I'm ready to go celebrate. Jonathan and I are going to probably have a really big celebratory lunch with
salad,
milkshakes and stuff like that. But did you bring us something, though, to celebrate?
I did.
You want to show?
Yes.
You'll love this, Jonathan.
Very healthy.
It's healthy. Look, it's got green.
It's got green.
And purple. Purple's a fruit, right?
Yes. Easter cupcakes.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great job
I
on
appreciate
it.
it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
It's been
Thank you,
a
Mr. Steve.
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Good times. Jonathan, did you have
wonderful.
fun?
Yes.
He's nodding. He's saying yes.
Jonathan did great too.
He did a good job.
He
So
did.
thank you very much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Appreciate
For folks
it.
who want to know about a fitness program like this, or setting up with working with trainers, how can they get more information?
Oh, of course, go on our website, greenvillenc.gov, yes, or call the fitness center itself at 329-4041.
And when you go to the website, look under play. It says live, work, play.
Yes.
Go under play. It says Aquatics and Fitness Center. That's the easiest way to get to their pages on the website as well.
Yes, look us up, call, we'll help you.
They'll hook you up.